Let's get started. Oh my gosh, my leg's asleep. Oof. Okay, we are gonna start on our backs today. So come to your mat. Come on down nice and slow, especially for those of you that are just waking up, just starting your day. We'll come down to our backs and we're gonna start by straightening out our legs and then bringing the arms up overhead as well. So getting nice and long here, all the way from the tips of the fingers down through the toes. And then once you get here, go ahead and close your eyes. And then start to bring some attention to your breath. So starting to take deeper inhales and longer exhales. And starting to wake yourselves up using this deep, slow breath. You might even start to reach your arms farther, getting longer through the body, a little wake up stretch here if that feels good. Taking those nice, slow breaths. Letting the belly expand with the inhales and empty completely with the exhales. And welcoming yourself to your mat this morning. Starting the day off right. Good. When you're ready, keep the arms where they are. Bend the knees. Start by bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. And then one by one, bring one knee in toward the chest, and then bring the other knee in toward the chest, keeping the arms nice and long. So as you bring the knees in, you'll feel the abdominal muscles start to engage a little bit as we lift them up, right? And then I want you to imagine once you've lifted the legs, that you're pressing down into the mat with your lower back. So we're taking the arch out of the spine and we're kind of gently pressing. You might even notice a sensation of kind of rounding of the spine just slightly and maybe a little bit of lifting of the tailbone, allowing you to pull the knees in a little bit more. Okay, take a nice deep breath in here. Reach your arms far above your head. Reach them far. It's fine if the shoulders and the upper arms are lifted, of course, off the mat. But I want the backs of the hands to hopefully be down and as much of the kind of shoulder blades and situation in the upper back down to the mat as you can. Now from here, take that exhale, and we'll take one more inhale here. I want you to think about drawing the knees apart just slightly and then pulling them in a little bit more toward the upper body. So in the direction kind of the armpits, the knees. It's fine if the toes are together. It's also fine if the feet separate. So you might imagine that the lower body is almost moving toward a kind of a happy baby, right? The knees are bent more than that, but the knees are drawing in toward the torso and down toward the ground, down toward the mat. And then we have the arms in the air. And we're breathing. I want you to see if you can make this posture both active and restful. So we're slightly drawing the lower back down to the mat. We're slightly pressing down maybe with the upper body, with the backs of the shoulders, with the arms. But we're also relaxing through the front body. We're relaxing through the lower legs, the feet. We're relaxing through the face. You might even be letting the legs feel nice and heavy. And take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly start to cactus your arms, drawing the arms down like the elbows are what's driving this action down. Hands come down by your side. So big sweep of the arms down, fingertips are now pointing toward the bottom of your mat. Legs are the same. And then from here, bring the hands to the fronts of the shins and slowly start to find circles of your legs in opposite directions from each other. Big circles using the hands, using the arms to guide your legs in these circles. So knees are coming together and then they're separating out to the sides and then coming back together. We'll take a couple of rounds here. Move with your breath. Find those deep inhales and exhales as you circle the knees. Go at your own pace. Go ahead and find the other direction here. So just switch directions. Breathing nice and deeply here. And then go ahead and come back to center. Good. Bring the knees together, bring the lower legs together, and then find a T shape of the arms out to this either side, and then turn the palms up. Then from here, take a big inhale, pull the belly in slightly. Exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Knees fall to the right as much as you can. Keep the backs of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, on your mat, especially the left one. Good. Take an inhale, draw the belly in, come through center, exhale, send the knees to the other side. If the knees do not come all the way down, that's perfectly fine. Good. Next, inhale, belly in, knees up to center, exhale, send them to the other side. We'll do a few more like this. Move with your breath. Inhale, knees through center. Keep the knees pressing in toward one another. Exhaling, knees to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, release them down. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, release them down. Stay here for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Let the legs be really nice and heavy. You can turn the gaze out to the opposite palm if you like. And then I want you to really be intentional about pressing your opposite shoulder blade down to the mat. And take a nice deep breath in. Fill the belly. Exhale. Empty completely. Do one more like that. Big inhale. Exhale completely. Inhale. Bring the knees back through center and let them fall to the other side. Let the gaze come out to the opposite arm. Knees are heavy. Shoulder blade is heavy. Both shoulder blades pressing down into the mat. Maybe close the eyes. Big breath in. Breath out. And do it again. Big breath in. And exhale. Inhale. Belly pulls in slightly. We lift the legs to center. This time wrap the arms around your legs. Lift your head. Squeeze the legs in. Press the back down into the mat. Hold it here. Take another breath in. Exhale it all the way out. And then switch the hands to the backs of the legs. And then we'll find some little rocks here. We're going to come up to a seat. If rocking on the spine does not feel good, you know the drill. You know other ways to get up to a seat are perfectly fine. You can roll onto one side and press yourselves up. Otherwise, take a couple more little rock and rolls up to a seat. And once you get there, I want you to take your left leg, I'm going to turn this way. You guys can stay exactly where you are. Take your left leg out in front of you, shin parallel to the front of your mat. And then bring your right leg back behind you, and then look down, finding this 90-90 position of the legs. So the best way for me to describe it is, you look down from above, there's a 90-degree bend in both of your knees, and then your right knee is also a 90-degree with your hip. Yes, okay, perfect. From here, sit up nice and tall. Press your right inner hip, your right groin down into the mat. Take a breath in and a breath out. Beautiful. From here, I want you to bring your hands back behind you slightly. So you're leaning back into the hands. The legs are exactly the same. Then we're going to take an inhale, bring the knees through center, and then when you adjust your hands a little bit, send your knees to the other side. So we're coming into kind of a 90-90 on the other side. Not kind of. A 90-90 on the other side. And then walk the hands back in. Sit into the hips. Press that left hip down into the mat. Take a breath. Inhale, exhale. And do one more like that. Big inhale. And exhale, hands come back behind you this time. Inhale through center, exhale, send the knees to the left. We're going to move through it a couple of times. So inhale, center, exhale, knees to the right. Press both knees down. Inhale, center, exhale, knees down to the left. One more each side. Back, last one here, pressing the knees down, beautiful. And then come back to center here, to soles of the feet down, knees are up. Okay, then we're gonna turn to face the front of our mat. Imagine you're not facing the front of your mat, so turn to face the front of your mat. Place the soles of your feet down about mat distance apart, toes pointed slightly out, and then we're sitting on the mat. Now from here, stay with me. We're going to bring the hands to the outsides of the hips, and then we're going to slowly start to use the hands to scoot the hips a little closer to the feet. Now, you're going to get to a certain point when you can't go anymore, and at that point, I want you to see if you can start to lift the hips, walk the hands, and kind of shimmy yourself forward into a squat. Now, once you get there, adjust the feet. In fact, even if you got the perfect squat stance just by chance from putting your feet down, I want you to move the feet. I'm just turning so you can see me. So this is what this is going to look like, right? We're shifting side to side. We're moving the feet slightly in and out. We're coming up on the toes. And as a reminder, if coming into a squat, especially first thing in the morning, is like not happening, and let's say you're like up here, still do the same thing. And maybe you might find that by moving the feet in and out and kind of shimmying the hips into this position, you might realize that one position is more comfortable than another, and you might be able to sit the hips down a little bit lower, okay? There's no objective of how deep you must sit your hips. So we're just moving side to side. And we're breathing. Take a couple more breaths here, really deep breaths into your belly. And then we're going to slowly come to a still squat in the center. Let the hips be heavy. Even if you're here, let your hips be heavy, okay? And then from here, walk, if you're down low enough to touch the ground, walk your hands slightly out in front of you. Drop your head round your spine. If the hands do not come to the mat, and I'm sorry that I can't see you all better, we're not in person, unfortunately. If the hands do not come down to the mat, I just want you to hang out wherever you are and try to get as upright in your chest as you possibly can. If you're down low and you're touching the ground around the spine, tuck your chin and then pull your knees apart. Use the strength of the legs to pull the knees to the opposite walls behind you. Good. Tucking the chin, rounding the spine. Beautiful. Walk the hands in. Walk the hands in. Slowly shift your weight slightly forward into the hands, enough to press your hips up and come into a forward fold. Wherever you were, press the hips up, forward fold, feet are under the hips. We bend the knees enough here to put the belly onto the thighs, and then we drop the head. Drop the head. Wiggle a little side to side. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. Drop your head. Maybe even a little shift of the upper body. Big shift side to side. Do what feels good. Take one more deep breath in here. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Plant your palms. Spread your fingers. Step one foot back and then step your other foot back. Downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs here. Bending one leg, bending the other. As you pedal out your legs, keep your head dropping. Keep your head relaxed, Keep your head looking back behind you. Okay? And then from there, as you pedal your legs, see if you can get the belly closer to the thighs. That is the ultimate goal. Good. Go ahead and find some stillness in your downward facing dog. Bending the knees is awesome. Lifting the heels is also awesome if you need either of those things. From here, inhale, lift your right leg high. Square your hips, so pull your right hip slightly down so it is exactly level with your left hip. Now bend your knee, draw your heel in toward your glute, and then open your hips. So do the opposite. Open, stack your right hip on top of your left. Start to find some hip circles here. So with the knee, we're painting giant circles on the wall behind us. And we're breathing. We're still breathing slowly and deeply. Go the other way. Good. Coming back to center. Knee is bent. Bring that right hip back down so that your hips are level. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, big step forward. Plant your right foot between the hands. Good. Drop your back heel. Straighten your right leg a little or all the way. And we're going to come up to the side. 2 arms up. And then go ahead and look down. Your toes are going to be slightly angled out. Your heels slightly in. And you have a wide stance. Doesn't have to be anything special, but wide. Toes pointed out. Good. Big breath in, arms come up, and then as you exhale, simultaneously, we're going to bring the hands down to the chest, hands to the heart, and we're going to bend into our left knee. Okay? We're not coming into a low, like Skandasana. This is a side lunge. Pull that knee back to the wall behind you. So turning on the glute, using the glute, sitting into that lunge. Okay, inhale, reach the arms up tall. Exhale, right side. Sit down, stay upright in the chest, pull the knee back behind you. Inhale, center. Exhale, left side. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, right side. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, center. Arms up, reach tall. Exhale, sink into the left side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink down. Good. Inhale, reach it up. Arms stay up. Turn your toes in and your heels out. So feet, toes in, heels out. Everything else is the same. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, let them fall down, back. Do it again. Inhale, reach the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, let them relax. Good. From here, look forward. Find something to look at that is not moving in front of you. And then as you exhale, send the butt back. Keep the legs straight and keeping the chest nice and lifted as much as you can. I want you to come down halfway. Halfway means you could put a glass of water on your back and it wouldn't spill. Good. Use the legs. If you need a little bend of the knees, use a little bend of the knees. Take a breath in, a breath out, and on your next inhale, press into the ground, stand all the way up. Good. We've got that nice flat back the whole time. Take a breath in, stand nice and tall, big, tall chest, and as you exhale, send the hips back, lean forward, hinge forward, nice tall chest, nice flat back. Take a breath in here, hold it here. As you exhale, hands come down, drop your head, fold, wide-legged forward fold, prasarita. You can walk your hands in between the feet. So if there was a line going from one arch to your other arch, your hands would be on that line. And then from here, seriously, drop your head. From here, I want you to think about the top of the head getting closer to the mat. And what I hope that kind of brings to mind is where your weight is. If your weight is in your heels, your head likely will not be close to the mat, regardless of how long your torso is. So we want to be shifting our weight slightly forward into the toes so that the top of our head can start to get a little closer to the mat. Good. Take another breath here. As you exhale, make the torso just so heavy. The upper body is so heavy and relaxed, hanging from the hips. Another big breath in and big breath out. Good. On your next inhale, walk your hands forward. Walk your hands forward so that they're underneath your shoulders. Now, activate the legs. Press the feet into your mat. Lift your hands. Bring them to your hips. So we've got that glass of water on our back again. We're taking a deep breath in here. Exhale. Stay here, and then on your inhale, come all the way up. Stand up. Beautiful. Turn your left foot to face the back of your mat. And then bring both hands down. Frame that left foot. Plant the hands. Come up onto your back toes. And lift your left leg high. Three-legged dog. Left leg in the air. Square your hips. Pull that left hip down slightly. And then bend your left leg, heel in toward the glute. Hip circles on your left leg. Drawing that big circle with the knee on the wall behind you. Just because these are called hip circles doesn't mean that they're easy. I used to always hate hip circles, and then I decided that they're just hard, and now I hate them less. They're not supposed to be easy. I'm going to go the other way. Make them big. Find that range of motion in the hip. Good, and then go ahead and stop. And from here, open the hip, which we didn't do before. Open the hip, stack your left hip on top of your right. Stay here for just a moment. Lift the left knee a little higher. And then go ahead and come back to those level hips and then release your left foot down. Downward facing dog. From here, drop the knees down nice and wide. Untuck your toes and the hips back. child's pose. Drop your forehead. Let the arms relax. You might even opt instead for a child's pose with the arms down by your sides. In order to do that, you might need to narrow your knees a little bit. Let the breath slow down. Regain that control over the breath if you lost it. Nice, measured, slow inhales and exhales. Now on your next inhale, use the hands, press into the ground, come on up, and then find your way to a seat, bringing the feet out in front of you. Feet out in front of you. Good. Bring the hands back behind you. We've been here before. And then, actually, bring your left leg once again, that shin parallel to the front of your mat. We'll make this easy. Shin parallel to the front of your mat. And then finding that 90-90, send that right leg back behind you. Good. Take a deep breath in once you get here. Pressing down into the mat as before with your right leg. And then as you exhale, if you like, you can turn this into a fold over your left leg, coming down onto the hands, coming down onto the forearms, maybe even dropping the head. Now, if it feels better to you to sit up and to work on that stretch of the inner right hip, the groin on the right side, do that. Take your pick. One is not harder than the other. They're just very different stretches of the hip. If you're choosing to stay upright, which actually is more intense for me right now for some reason, you can intensify that version by leaning in the direction of your right leg. So we're leaning toward our back leg in the torso, taking the weight of the upper body and using it to press down into that internal right hip. Do what feels good. Remember to breathe. On your next inhale, come on up and then lean back into the hands. Just for the sake of the video, so you don't face away from me and forget what's happening, bring your right foot forward, switch your legs. Bring that right shin to parallel and that left leg back behind you. This is prime candidate for hip cramps. So if that happens to you, just wiggle it out and find your way back in. No stress. And from here, we're going to sit up for just a second, stretching that left inner hip. Big breath in. If you'd like to stay, stay. If you'd like to lean forward. This is much more similar to a half pigeon, stretching the outer right hip, but it's just a little bit different than usual, so you might feel something a little bit different. You can stay there. You can drop the head. If you'd like to stay upright, stay upright. You lean left, sitting back and leaning left. And breathing. On your next inhale, slowly coming back up. If you're leaning forward, use the hands to press yourselves up. And then use the hands to bring that left leg forward. Plant 2 feet down in front of you. Lean back, windshield wiper the legs. Go gently. There's no need to go deep. There's no need to arrive anywhere on either side. Just move back and forth with the knees. Relax. Good. And then once you're ready, press yourselves back up. Pull the legs in. Find a comfortable seat. Find a comfortable seat. And bring the hands to the tops of the legs. Sit nice and tall. Let those shoulders fall away from the ears. Let the arms be really nice and loose and heavy. And close your eyes. Let it all sink in. Your morning practice. I hope you feel awake, a little more awake, maybe a little bit loosened up, maybe a little bit sweaty. All good things. When you're ready, we'll take a deep breath in and out all together to close our practice. Big inhale. And exhale.